Welcome to A Piece of CX. We're going to take a look at how we can configure our neat frame device here to do even more stuff on Zoom. So it's all set up within Zoom rooms. So what I did when I first got the device was essentially activate it, add it as a room within here. And we've got the activation code. When we click on this, we can see the OS it's running, the app version, all that kind of stuff. Looks like there is a release, so we'll update that as well and send that on its way. Then we assign it to a function, which for us is the contact center frame. If we go into that profile, we give it a name, we say what we want it to do, we've got the room avatar, we can change all of that kind of good stuff. We can set a time zone, so you can have these dotted around wherever you would like. Various different things you can set up within here. You can even say it's under construction so that you don't see certain bits of data. We've set it up as a kiosk. Now, lots of different things you can do here. Kiosk, because that works really nicely for what we're trying to achieve here, and I'll take you through the kiosk settings in a moment. But you could just use it as a Zoom room. You could use this within a meeting room, work really, really nicely. Digital signage only, standalone whiteboard, scheduling display. You could essentially just say what the schedule is for the day on it. Probably kind of missing a trick with that if you were to just do that. All manner of different things within here that you can do if you want to. So that's all the setup. Then in the meetings, we have lots of various different things on the meeting, so we can decide what we want it to do. If we need to, we can put alerts on it. At the moment, these are just turned on out the box. Not really doing anything with these at all. But digital signage, you might have seen it's kind of running around with various different things in the background here. If I click on it, as and when it times out, what it's doing at the moment is we're just using it as a standard center. There are some other options here as well. So we've got the option for video and content. We've got HDMI. But actually, even default content, it works really nicely. So I just knocked up a couple of images in Canva that it will run through. And then actually, this is one of the videos from the YouTube channel. I picked it just because it works quite nice vertically. We can edit the top banner, so it says the room name and the time at the moment. And then within the default content list, I've just got a default content list. So what I can do here is click add content, and I can pick things from my PC. I can pick things from a URL. So that is great if you've got YouTube videos, for example. You can put instructions on it. Zoom have a number of these out of the box. So we can add one of these to it if we want to. They are all at the moment in landscape, so we might want to add our own interpretations of these in portrait. We've got a content library, so anything else that's been uploaded to the Zoom account. We can add some Zoom assets. We aren't using these at the moment, but really interested to play around with this. So a Zoom phone real-time wallboard, might play with that in the future. We can put playlists in here. We can put workplace reservation in here, whiteboards, all manner of different things we can add into here, including from external devices as well. And if I just shrink myself, make myself a little bit smaller, so we can click cancel. So really easy to do, but also we can change the duration of things. So say this video is 36 seconds, so it's automatically figure that out. But if it was a URL, then you say how long you want that to be. Likewise, your images, decide how long you want them to display for. You can move them up and down. You can set expiration times. So if something's only relevant for a certain day, say you're welcoming someone to a facility, that would be ideal here, for example, or maybe you're putting the user lists for today of a meeting room. We can add that content list, multiple content lists when we want them to play, manage that ourselves, and also then decide how long we've got before we time out. So that's all with digital signage. That really just elevates it to another level of giving people coming up to the frame more data, more things that you can potentially show. You know, if you're using this as a virtual receptionist, great opportunity to put some imagery, to put some videos into place that are just going to be there for the users as they're signing in. So the kiosk at the moment, I've got it set up only as a receptionist. We can set our background. Now, the background, again, this is still developing, so it is giving me a landscape rather than a portrait. Now, you'll see, actually, on the device, it's all in portrait. It works nicely, but actually it doesn't quite look right here because it's chopping it because it thinks it's that. Although if we do that, then we can see it in full view. Intriguingly, I can do that on preview. I can't do that here. So maybe that's something for a future update from the Zoom team. We could do something with that. We can decide the theme. So I've got a bloom theme, which is in blue at the moment. I could go to classic, and it's just going to update the device. Although I think that might be because I sent that update to it as well. Whilst that's updating in the background, I am just going to click add action, and we can look for certain contacts within the Zoom account. So I just do CH, then it's going to find email addresses, for example. Or if I go to Zoom phone, I can do call queue, or even all the way out to the PSTN. So even if you've got teams that aren't on Zoom phone, you could go out to the wider context if you wanted to. So we can add a call queue here. We can click here and we can add our action icons, and we can customize them. As you can see on that device, I've gone with corporate green. Likewise, contact center, you say the flow that you want it to utilize. I've just got one video flow here, but this doesn't stop you from having multiple options on this device depending on how you want to utilize it. You could have lots of different actions here, as you can see. If we click on visitors, then it would change the setup. So it has receptionist and it has visitor check-in. And when we edit visitor check-in, we can say, who do we want to be advised? And we'll send them through to me. Click done, then click save. Then that will update and it will change the functionality of the device accordingly. We'll see what that looks like in a minute. If we click deliveries, then we can also assign a delivery space, and we can allow users to add deliveries as well and save that, and then update that accordingly as well. But I need to configure a delivery pickup to save that, and I would have to go and find where that lives within the Zoom settings. So we'll cancel that. We'll get rid of that for now. Lots of different functionality that you can add into the frame here. So if I just move the microphone, so it's just updating here. I can now click visitors, visitor check-in, and it's going to ask me for a verification code from my invitation email, which I don't have at the moment. So we've not set any visitor management up here. And if we click back on reception, then it's going to give me that sub menu. Now, if I now move everything back to where it was, what I'm going to do is I'm just going to turn that back off, because I was quite happy with what it was offering me to start with. So really easy to make changes to your neat frame device. Use it as a virtual receptionist, use it in communal areas, use it in shops, use it in banks. Think about the various different ways in which you can deploy this to a business and either support it with Zoom Phone or with Zoom Contact Center. Thank you very much for joining this week's A Piece of CX.